But do you have a tablet at home or a phone? Anybody? Okay, you have a smartwatch, right? Yeah. Well, you guys at school, there's tablets, right? Okay. So what happens if you leave a tablet or a phone on all the time, like all day long? What happens? What do you think happens? It'll die. What'll die? What's going to die? The batteries, that's right. Tablets have batteries, right? Phones have batteries. So we have to keep plugging the, tablets and phones into the charger, right? To keep recharging every day. Yeah. So batteries need to be recharged, right? Well, do you think people are like a little bit like that? Yeah. We need a recharge too. What do you have to do every night? To yourself. What happens after about 10, 11 o'clock at night? What do you do every night? Go to bed, right? You go to sleep, right? Do you stay up all night?
No.
You keep going? No, right? You got to get a recharge, right? You got to sleep. Your body needs to rest, and then you get recharged, right? Well, God knew that we need recharge too. We can't keep going. Like, what do you think would happen if you went to school 7 days a week? What do you think would happen? You would get really tired of school, right? And your batteries would die, right? The batteries of your brain, you'd be like, math again today, everyday math, everyday science, right? So you need a recharge, you need a weekend, you need a rest, right? To play with friends and have a good time so that you can get new energy for the week, right? So God knew that we need physical recharge, we need a spiritual recharge in our lives. And so God made something called the Sabbath. That's where we get our word. Our word Saturday is kind of related to that, Sabbath, and we'll be hearing more about that in Big People's Church today. But it's a day of rest for our bodies and souls. It's a time for us to rest. Everybody needs some kind of Sabbath. Everybody needs some kind of rest. It's really hard for anybody to have work like 7 days a week. Do you guys know anybody who works 7 days a week? If people work 7 days a week, they get really tired, they get really sick. They got to have rest, right? And so God made this thing called the Sabbath. It was a time for us to rest our bodies. It was a time for us to rest our spirits, to be with family and to pray to God and to worship God. That was the purpose of it. And so we need days like that. So if you can't take it on Saturday or if you can't take it on Sunday, people need to take a rest. So you need to tell your parents too. If you see your parents working too hard, you say, you need a rest. You need to take a break, right? You need to take a Sabbath. Get some rest, go to church, spend some time with friends, and some time praying to the Lord. Okay, let's pray. Gracious God, we thank you for your plan for our lives, that you made this world in 6 days, and you took a day of rest to show us that we need rest too. We ask you to just remind us always of the need for spiritual rest and the need of physical rest, and the importance of your Sabbath. And we thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who taught us all things. Amen.